Because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
You thought the game was over, but it's only just begun.
Welcome to Let Him Ask Everyone. No one is safe. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So, yeah, we only got like a week left. I mean, we have, pretty much a week from, or less than a week from tomorrow. Saw 10 is going to be out in theaters, and we're going to see this thing for the first time. I already got my tickets. I got my tickets at like 2 a.m. last night when they went live on all of the theaters, on the theater app sites and everything. So I got my tickets. Hopefully you guys get yours. But a new type of special feature legacy trailer did come out, but we're going to react to that and then kind of talk, kind of some behind the scenes featurette about some things. And then we're going to talk about some of the things involving this movie, what we've seen from this legacy trailer and some other things that probably are going to become very interesting. So let's get into it.
How much time do I have?
Months at best.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
It was our desire to make a film that feels more like the early Saw movies.
This, in our mind, is really Saw 2. This movie happens weeks after the end of Saw 1.
I help people overcome inner obstacles.
It needed to look like the early Saw movie.
Hell yeah.
35. They were scuzzy and gritty. There's our cynical greens and ochre yellows.
We're working with a cinematographer here who has just done a fabulous job.
One of the great challenges of this project was really putting together an excellent trap team. And I feel like we have this amazing team. And I think that the fans are going to be happy. No! All the people that really love Saw.
I want to play a game. My job is to bring humanity to John Kramer.
Yes.
The traps I leave to the people who are disturbed enough to come up with some of these things.
And we go back to what I think the audience most enjoys about John Kramer's character.
I wage war. I wage war against mediocrity.
What struck me was
Love it.
the relationship between John and Amanda. I think that's some of the best passages or scenes.
Everyone deserves a chance. You should know that more than anyone.
It's super fun to be able to come all the way back to the beginning.
We really did this movie for the fans.
The story's compelling, and the Saw fans, next level.
Oh,
We really
why did you
tried
stop
to pay
her?
them back for the loyalty and the fans that have been there since Saw 1. And that's why there's the Easter eggs, there's throwbacks to other. We just really tried to say, you've asked for this movie, we're making this for you.
Damn. Amazing to see like how important this franchise is to a lot of people going forward. And that was just one of the great things, like when they really want to bring this back to its roots when it comes to the color grade, the camera style, they really dumb down what they did. Like they, I mean, there's better camera work now in 2023 than there was in the early 2000s. Technology does change over time. Getting those, those dirty yellows and those dirty blues and greens and kind of like the color shade of what we've seen in the original films. And just a lot of good things to take from it. And this story is so good. Last year I was kind of worried about, like, I was mostly shocked when, Tobin Bell was going to be the main feature of this film. And I'm like, how are they going to do this? But with a story here, of these doctors that try to give him this fake surgery, that are con artists that take his money and literally, it backfires on them. But this is a different movie that we're going to see here. This is a movie of redemption for Jigsaw, for John Kramer, as the human side of John Kramer. And Tobin Bell said it himself. This is like this movie is going to humanize him. This movie, in other words, is going to make him the hero of this film in a lot of messed up ways, but I totally get where he's coming from. And obviously, to some of our point of views, it's kind of fucked up. I get it. But seeing some of the scenes either from this trailer that was interesting, even what they even what the even Cools, what he said, the producer from Lionsgate said that this movie takes place weeks after the end of Saw, the original movie. So this could take place closer, really a lot closer to Saw 1 than it is Saw 2, and saying that in their mind, this movie is really Saw 2, in a lot of aspects. You know what I mean? And I think seeing, like, we haven't seen this before in a Saw movie. We're not going to be jumping from, they're not going to be connecting all the films again. This is probably the number one. Like, I think they'll still have, obviously, the twist ending at the end of this. But when it comes down to it, I think we're going to get, an actual movie with John Kramer turning into Jigsaw in a film. Okay. Like I said in other videos, like, he has already been this redemption figure before, because this is in between Saw 1 and Saw 2. But on screen, in a film for the first time, we're going to see the human side of John Kramer turn into this redemption arc, of what he does. And seeing that relationship with him and Amanda and how that kind of grows, because she was very, the scenes that even some of the pictures that came out, like even from the trailer, like she's, crying that he's gonna die, or I mean, or he has cancer. Maybe she finds out that it's really bad and he's going to die, that it's not fixable now. I think that relationship is always going to be great. And the Amanda, her hair is just, I'm sorry, but her hair is really bad. I ain't going to lie, but it's not going to bother me at all. This Tobin Bell's old, guys. I mean, even seeing him in an interview, than what he looked when he kind of how he talked 5 years ago. He looked more active 5 years ago. I know he's a lot older now. He's 81 years old. He's not a spring chicken anymore. I think we all know this. And, if this is the last Saw film from Tobin Bell in his whole entire career, and, something happens to him, God forbid nothing ever happens. But, like I said, like, he's getting a lot older now, and I think he leaves a nice legacy behind. As obviously, I can't say for, I've seen a couple other movies with Tobin Bell in it. But when it comes to the Saw franchise, that's where he's going to be remembered. He's played this character for, 20 or so years already, and it has spread out for a lot of time. And, he could have been a guy that just, at the end of the day, this is where what makes his career. This is where he gets his bigger paycheck, is this franchise, and if he's going out with a bang, and this is like the last hoorah of Tobin Bell in a movie like this, and I don't know how they're going to make other Saw movies. If, I know Kevin Grutert, the director, like, I know his his sayings about Tobin Bell, and you can't have a Saw movie without Tobin Bell. It's impossible. It doesn't feel the same. It's just not the same, and I totally get that. Said a lot of crap about Spiral, and said they was a real gutsy move, quote unquote, a gutsy move without Tobin Bell is very gutsy to go through that. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of the Jigsaw movie. I wasn't a big fan of Spiral at all. I liked Jigsaw a lot better. Obviously, the characters were better for me. The story was a lot better for me. Still wasn't the best film, but when it comes to the other movies, I love them all with a passion. Grutert, the director, has worked on Saw 6. It was one of my favorites, probably one of the most underrated Saw films that is out to date right now. And the final chapter, which I thought was fantastic, especially with that ending that we did get. We're still going to get that twist ending in this film. There's no doubt about it. There's other YouTube channels right now that are putting up literally scenes from this movie. And I watched like 20 seconds by mistake of like a scene. There's a lot that goes on in this film. And like, there's so much, it doesn't even look like behind the scenes, like actual behind the scenes, actual like clips. Like it looks like they're showing the whole entire movie, and there was no way I want to watch any of that, because I know there's going to be a lot of different scenes with John Kramer meeting with doctors, meeting with how to get the surgery, and this is going to be it's going to be what, an hour and 45. I know it's like a 2-hour movie. It's gonna be mostly like an hour, and I'd say with the credits and stuff, it's gonna boil down to an hour and 40, something like that, which is a lot of time. I'm really glad that it wasn't an hour and 30-minute film, because it's way too much to, if you want to really like milk this out, and make it really balanced and get what you want out of this film, you have to make it longer. So I'm really glad that we're getting a, I'd say the longest Saw film, from what everybody is saying. It's Tobin Bell's last way to go, then this is it. We are gonna get questions. We're gonna get answers to a lot of questions. As we all know, I think at Midsummer Scream somebody asked, like, are we gonna find out things that we don't know about? And they were saying that there's gonna be questions answered that were never answered in the past with the Saw films. So I don't think they're gonna jump to other movies and, like, Mark Hoffman, what he's gonna be in this film. How much time does Costas Mandylor has in this film as Mark Hoffman? Should be interesting. Is Jill going to be in this film? I want to see a full-fledged movie of John Kramer being a human being, to what he, turns into in this film, of them, crossing the wrong man. You heard him, quote unquote, in this little trailer that we just watched, and he despises mediocrity, especially when it's due to messing with people's lives for their health. In this film, I think all of them have to die, because no one really is telling this story afterwards. So I'm expecting everybody to die in this film. And then that twist ending when we get the Saw theme and the Hello Zep Saw theme, which I'm so excited for, how that twist ending is going to be, kind of like maybe Tobin Bell just disappearing in the fog, or closing a door on somebody or something like that. I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll see how different you get that closing door slam at the end of these things. And like I said, it's to see like the emotional side of John, him and Amanda crying, and just like John meeting with doctors, just seeing like we're going to be rooting for him this whole entire film. And then what happens to him, and not letting these culprits, these con artists get away with, they just costed John his life. So I know I've been babbling a lot, but this film means so much to me, because I love this franchise. And I really hope that Kevin Greutert and the producer, and I hope they all have really put a lot of emphasis into John's story. If this is a goodbye to Tobin Bell as John Kramer, as his last film, I hope it goes out with a bang. I hope we get what we want. And from what it looks like so far, it looks really good. It looks like we're getting the camera angles, we're getting the camera lens of like the yellows and the blues and the greens, and it's making it look like an original Saw film. It's not going to feel cheap. It's not going to feel out of place like some of the other, like at least for Jigsaw and some of the other films. They took a fresh take on the Saw franchise. I think a lot of heart has gone into this, and I'm very excited for it. Very excited. So I can't say much more about it. Stay off the internet. Don't watch anything. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that show like full like behind the scenes clips of them acting in certain scenes, a lot of people. So I'd stay off the internet for a bit, for a good week. But I will never post anything like that. Behind the scenes of them filming certain scenes is fine. But when it comes to like full, like 2-3 minute, like I'm talking like a minute and a half, almost 2-minute clips of like dialogue, it's not good. I would advise you not to watch that, because it's just going to ruin it for you in the end. You kind of want to be surprised by this whole entire thing. So Tobin Bell doing this thing, see what these traps are going to be. Apparently there's going to be a lot more in this film. That original trailer that we did get wasn't the full, like, oh, the trailer barely showed anything. That's what, Kevin Greutert was saying about that trailer that we got. Showed a lot. And saying that barely showed anything. Interesting enough. We'll see. Let me know how you guys feel about the Saw 10. Did you get your tickets yet? And how do you feel about it going into less than a week away? How do you guys feel? Or at least by the time you watch this, it'll be less than a week away. How do you guys feel about it? Tobin Bell, do you think this is his last film? Do you think he goes out with a bang? Do you think the acting is going to be great? You guys let me know in the comment section below. If you last this long, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the videos. Channel hit over 1,000 subscribers within a couple of months, so I do appreciate it so much. And really, this channel got really big on my Saw content, and I do appreciate everybody that's been, being very, talking about this movie and, talking about it with me at the end of the day. So it's been great. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.